Hey everybody, another episode of On the Paint Table is my weekly show where you see what I'm working on, what I got done, and what is coming up. So lots of stuff this week. Finished off another big robot for Game of Wolves. I finished off a unit of The Bastards Girls for A Song of Ice and Fire. And another bit for one of my Titans for Titanicus, because I've been able to regularly play Titanicus now, and it's pretty great. I also dug out, assembled, and primed some old heavy gear 187th scale 1990s models that I found in like a bag in a local game store's junk bin, and was super jazzed to find. So these are on bigger scale than the current heavy gear models, which I think are in 1/144th, like roughly 15 mil. And they fit perfectly with the ones I've already painted. So I've got some like really cool old school, and I've mixed the parts up a bunch just to make them look different. So they're not any class of heavy gear that you'd actually see. But I think originally there was a Black Mamba, a Spitting Cobra, and I think another Black Mamba in this pile of bits. And I've like kit bashed them to basically just be like generic heavy gears with weapons, but they look pretty great. And I got some primer down on some more of that awesome Hand of the King set that Andrew Russ sent me. There's Uncle Brendan Tully, a Vanguard Infiltrator, along with another Cranamag Warden and Mage Mormont. And then the throne itself, I thought it was time to have the big proper, like, Kajunk, who's got the throne bit painted up too. I got some stuff ready for finishing off my neutrals. I'm going to play the Boltons this week, probably against Owen's Free Folk, which means I got to paint up. I finished the Bastards Girls, I got to finish up my Cutthroats for my 40-point Bolton list, which means I can finally give that a try. And then I want to finish off my my Great Axes, Umber Great Axes too, for my Starks. If I can finish them and Uncle Brendan, I'll have a game with that stuff, and maybe Mage too. So maybe next week, yeah, I'll play a couple games, hopefully try out my neutrals, and also play a game with the Starks with some of the new stuff too. So anyway, let's take a look at what got done and what is coming up. So here's the finished pile. I painted up, first of all, Growler, another one of these great Zandris 4 Mecha, and my son named him Growler. I don't know why. He's painted the same colors as all my North Star stuff. So I wanted to go just the big fella you saw last week, and that stuff is all going to be complete. Then I painted up the Bastards Girls, which is a unit of hounds led by some archers to go a-hunting. Go a-hunting, folks. The Bolton's evil baddiness. I sprayed I airbrushed the hounds just a variety of different colors and picked up the details. And all my Boltons are starting off gray with that sort of like dirty pink, dirty sort of like burgundy pink color that I'm doing all their capes and stuff in. They look really good with my 2 units of Flayed Men, because I have 2 units of Flayed Men already. And the list is pretty simple. It's Roost Commander, 2 units of Flayed Men, Bastards Girls, Cutthroats, Varys, and Littlefinger. So I'm excited to give it a try. I mean, it's only 7 activations, but there are 2 units of Flayed Men. So we'll see how it does. Then I finished up this arm for Top Dog. So he's got all the current available options. I was 5 minutes late ordering my Quake Cannon and Gatling Cannon, whichever the 2 new arms are from Forge Roll for this guy. So I don't have them. They're out of stock. They were out of stock 5 minutes after it went up, pretty much. But hopefully at some point I'll be able to get some for these guys. What I might do is, I was really happy with these 3D prints. I'm going to have Mike, I think, print a second set just so that I can build my other Warlord and have some arm options for them. So there's what got painted this week. Let's take a look at what's coming up. So here's the getting worked on pile. First off, these other Mecha, these 187th scale, sorry, heavy gear models, which are pretty huge. I'll give you just an infantryman next to them. You can see that's a 30 mil infantry next, and they're just the right size. They fit perfectly actually with the Zandris 4MX, just as like being the same sort of like general scale. This guy's pretty cool, big rotary cannon, and then a missile pod on his back. Other bits and pieces, I haven't decided what I'm going to give him yet. And this guy's got actually a cool backpack mounted like rifle, or like anti-material rifle, that I'm going to paint separately, and I'm just going to glue on afterwards. But he's got this sort of cool recoilless rifle thing sticking at the back. And then this dude's got a shoulder mounted, like his laser, he can like pull down when he wants to fire it. A rocket pod and an autocannon. I had to scratch build his head out of a bunch of parts, actually, because it's not an original head. The head was missing from the bag. Luckily, there was arms, legs, and bodies and backpacks for everybody, but like the missing bits were just like weapons and heads and stuff, so I was able to sort of kit bash what I wanted to have. But I'm super happy with them. I'm stoked to paint them. This is just like a treat for myself. Obviously, they are they're heavy gear, so they're not going in the book, but they're pretty fun to paint, and I want to play some games with them and stuff too. And in general order of how I'm going to paint them, here is some new stuff for Song of Ice and Fire. First, the cutthroats I got to get painted, because then I can play with my neutrals, because that's the last 5 points of that army that the Bastard Girls are done. And then my Great Axes, and Uncle Brendan, possibly Mage, because the Mage is actually... it's so tempting, because the Guard Captain is clearly the best thing for these guys, because the reroll successful... like, the vulnerable you can throw out when they charge is just bananas. But Mage is really good too. And she makes them 4+ morale, and also when they pass a morale check, you take what is it? You take D3 wounds. Like they're stubborn and tenacious. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. Mage is pretty tempting. And there's Uncle Brendan, the additional what you call it, Cranabag Warden, and the Throne, and then Mage there in the back. That needs to get painted too. So it's probably gonna go these first, then these guys, because they add a lot to the army, then probably Uncle Brendan, and then if I have time, Mage, and the Throne for next week. So you got another on the paint table done and on the books. Lots of fun stuff. Just kind of finishing projects I want to finish right now. I'm catching up on the Song of Ice and Fire stuff. I have basically 3 units that aren't painted, but they're all like assembled and based and airbrushed. I have a unit of Cranamag Hunters, whichever the unit of Cranamag guys is, ready to go to get painted for my Starks, and then really I'm just waiting on the new releases. we'll see what's new. So it's nice I can kind of catch a breath. Finish off the neutral army, which means I have 3 painted armies for Song of Ice and Fire now, and the neutrals can just kind of go wherever they want afterwards too. And yeah, and then when new heroes come out for Starks and Night's Watch, I got a whole bunch of stuff there. Yeah, I'm jazzed. There's gonna be lots of cool things coming down the pipe. It's gonna be a fun summer for Song of Ice and Fire. And of course, everyone's watching the series right now too, so everyone's pretty hyped about it. And Owen's painting up his last couple units of free folks who can do the full Raider glory with all the duders, and we'll be playing some games probably next week. So hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you for more on the paint table next week. Till next time, Mash. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirts, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.